All right, listen. If you are someone that is an overthinker like me, if you're the type of person that you get the idea and you're super excited about it, and then your mind immediately goes into all of the ways it cannot possibly work, all of the ways you're limited in doing that thing, the ways that it could possibly fail, right? If you're the type of person that talks yourself out of the idea before you can even get started, and if you're interested in building more self trust, then I think a YouTube challenge could be really beneficial for you. All right, y'all, if you are new here, my name is Siobhan. I'm a 40 something Black American woman trolling these internet streets, talking about living abroad, solo travel, relocation, and building a life with more agency. Thank you so much for joining me. This is day 30, y'all, day 30 of my 30-day YouTube challenge. I am feeling, honestly, I woke up this morning feeling relieved. I was like, yes, it's the last day. And it's been really cool to kind of look back over some of the things that have happened, some of the things that have changed for me, not just in the numbers, but also like within myself. And I want to talk a little bit about that today. Now, granted, I did see some changes in my numbers, right? My subscriber count more than doubled. I started with about 100 people. I think it was about 108 people when I started this challenge. Now I'm up to 226 subscribers. My watch hours went up dramatically. Now I am not monetized or anything like that. I am still a micro, uber teeny micro creator. I'm still really new. So my watch hours when I first started this were abysmal. It was like 6.5, 6.5 hours. And that jumped to, I want to say about 135. Let me see if I can actually find that information. Oh, wow. Okay. So I lied. Watch hours are at 216 watch hours, 4.6K views. That's just in the last 28 days. 102 more subscribers in the last 28 days. Okay. Listen, I could not have anticipated that type of growth in 30 days. I consider that a win, especially as someone who was not, when I tell you I was not creating YouTube content consistently at all before starting this challenge. That said, I want to lean into some of the things that I've kind of learned and seen for myself and in myself in this whole thing. So, first of all, way less overthinking. When you have to get up and create a YouTube video every single day, you don't have time to waffle back and forth. The days where I waffled back and forth about what I wanted to talk about were the days where I was down to the wire and exhausted and I procrastinated, and those videos were not my best work. They didn't feel good. They didn't feel good in the creation, and to be honest, I don't know that they necessarily performed as well as some of the other videos that I was excited to do and I had, planned for, and didn't let my mind take over, if that makes sense. There were definitely moments where I almost allowed a sense of, I won't call it shame, but I'll definitely say like a sense of insecurity to kind of creep in. But again, like, I made the commitment 30 days every day, and like making that ironclad for myself no matter what was going on. Like these past few videos, it's, I don't know, I kind of feel a little, I feel away because like this past week I was traveling and then also got sick. And so I want to say it was day 26 or 27. I recorded my video from my bed. because I felt horrible and I was exhausted and I was yawning the entire time. It was kind of embarrassing. But again, it's like I try to look at like, listen, I'm a super micro creator. I don't have a lot of followers. There might be some people lurking who are just, hi to those of you who are lurking and haven't commented anything. Hello. Nobody knows who I am. So nobody really cares. So like this challenge is for me. And so, when I keep that at the forefront of my mind, there's no time to overthink. And I mean that is a skill, I think, and a mind frame that you can take from content creation to any other area of your life where you're trying to do something new. Come out of your head, make the commitment to do the thing and do the thing. Period. Right? There was a quote where it was like, set a goal, crush that goal, clap for yourself. Right? And that was kind of the framework that I came into this with. So there's that. What changed in my voice? I learned that familiarity actually breeds appreciation. And here's what I mean by that. The more I listened to myself and the more I saw my voice mirrored back to me through, people's comments, the feedback that I received, the more I started to appreciate my voice. And I mean that figuratively, like, brand wise or whatever, but also literally too. I received a beautiful comment, feedback from someone that's a part of the Artist's Way group that I'm doing the Artist's Way, by the way. So, and I'm doing it with a group of creatives. And I had started this challenge and then finally decided that I would let them know that I was doing this challenge because it's daily creativity, right? Um, and one of the folks from the challenge or from the group actually looked at a few of my videos and she told me, she was like, I love the pace of your videos. I love, like, your voice is so comforting. It feels like a warm hug. And I feel like when I listen to you talk, it's like sitting down with a friend. And when I tell you that warmed my heart, like I definitely, when she said that, I definitely cried. Because I was, coming into this challenge, I was really worried. I was like, what if I'm boring? I've gotten feedback before that my voice doesn't have enough dynamics. I speak a little bit slow. My cadence and my pacing it's not up here. It's not like I don't have a bunch of edits and words on the screen and all of these things to try to keep people engaged. And that on top of feeling like, maybe what I have to say is not super interesting or important or whatever, or useful. And then to have someone come in and put my videos on in the background while they're writing their morning pages and saying, wow, this feels like this settles my nervous system. This feels like a warm hug. So, I guess the thing I would take away from that and share with you is that, like, you never know who's going to appreciate what you have to give if you don't give it. If you don't just, like, showing up as you are, you never know who's going to come back and say, "No, I really love what you're doing." In fact, I received another comment from someone who said, "Listen, if you feel like you need to shift things for your own self, then do that. But showing up as you are without, the bells and whistles, like that's what's going to allow your people to find you." And, especially in the beginning stages of this, I really, really appreciated that. So if you're feeling a bit insecure, if you're feeling, oh, I'm boring, I don't know what to say, I don't have anything to say, just start. Just start. In fact, there's a creator who has, if you feel like a 30-day just posting every day or 100 days, the way Glow originally did it, is just too much. There's another creator on here that is giving prompts every day for new creators to just get in the ring, to just start. And I'm gonna look for her information. Give me just a second. Okay, I found her. Her name is Hallease, Hallease, and they have a whole list, like a playlist of videos that are prompts to just help you get started. If you are brand new to posting on YouTube, this is a really great resource. So I will put the link to their playlist in the description. I actually just stumbled across their work today. I've seen her before. I've seen her content before. She's actually incredible. She's incredible. Um, but I love that she's doing this uh I think it's a 14, I don't know if it's 14 or 28 days, but she's giving you prompts so you don't have to just sit there and feel like, well, what am I going to talk about? What do I know what to do? She's walking you through it. So I'm losing my light. So let's see if I can turn on. Okay. All right. Let's see if this lighting is going to help out. Yeah, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Okay. So I will put Halise's information. I hope I'm saying her name correctly in the description for those of you who are like, I want to do a challenge, but I don't know. She's telling you what to do and exactly how to do it. So, yes, instead of familiarity breeding contempt, in my case, familiarity is breeding appreciation. Familiarity with the the elements of myself, my personality, my voice that people appreciate, like hearing that is allowing me to appreciate it more too. And I'm telling you right now, once you start getting that positive feedback, it's like it's the sweetest boost, right? And, like that said, when you get the negative feedback, listen, half the time, the negative feedback is bots. Although I will say this, I've noticed because I had content on TikTok back in the day. I went viral on TikTok talking about travel and all of that. And then I stopped posting because I got a job. I got like a full-time job with an international arts nonprofit. I've been working there for almost 5 years now. And so much of my attention and focus went there that I stopped with content creation. Um, but that said, the content that I made, and I don't know if this is if there are other female content creators who are watching this video, please let me know in the chat if you've experienced this too. Anytime you talk about dating as a Black woman, dating as a Black woman abroad, your experiences with other cultures and other people and how you navigate dating abroad, I will tell you that topic, I don't know what it is, but that topic just it draws the trolls like moths to a flame. I genuinely don't understand. Like I don't understand because it's not like I'm saying anything disparaging against a particular group of men. I'm just sharing my experience as a Black woman and encouraging Black women to, open your options, go where you are loved and appreciated. Whenever I make videos like that, that's when the trolls come out. And so the way I handle that is listen, you don't pay my bills. You came to my content and spent time watching me talk and listening to my voice and looking at my beautiful face. So you have enhanced my watch hours, you've enhanced my engagement. Thank you. Right? Thank you. It is what it is. Now, I think about the work that I have to do. Um, this challenge has definitely had like super positive effects on my self-esteem, and it feels like I have like it's been really cool because every day I have something to orient my time around that does not involve scrolling, that does not involve like, just watching Netflix. I actually have my TV on right now, but it's on mute. Watching Netflix for, you know, an hour and a half, whatever, until I fall asleep at night. Like I have something else that's creative that I'm leaning into, which feels really good. But that said, there's still some elements of this content creation thing that kind of scare me, which means that those are areas that maybe I need to focus a little bit more on. One thing that scares me is saying the wrong thing. Getting on here and talking about some of my more controversial takes and being raked over the coals for it. I already talked a little bit about this idea of whether or not Black people can be colonizers. And I've heard other people's stance on this, and I still, even though I kind of look at it like we all are looking at the same thing but from different angles, and we're all coming to the same conclusion but from different angles. But that said, I still don't believe that Black people have the ability to colonize at the same rate in the same way as Europeans and white Americans and that. I don't think we have the numbers, the financial ability, any of that. We definitely have the ability to be really bad neighbors, to gentrify, to to go into another place and be extractive rather than regenerative, and looking at it as a mutual exchange and being good neighbors and good guests. Um, I received a couple of comments there that were pushed back, but it wasn't a big deal, you know. Um, And so I don't know if I've been blessed by the YouTube gods that I haven't had too many negative comments right now, but I also think that's because I don't have a whole lot of videos on dating. I think that has something to do with it. What else scares me? Crying on social media scares me. I don't like I don't want to be seen as someone who is using their vulnerability for clout and for clicks. So I try to approach I've noticed that I approach content creation a little bit more analytically than emotionally, but I've also heard that emotion is what makes people click, right? So like hitting at people's pain points, which feels really manipulative to me. Like I don't know how to address certain pain points and it not feel manipulative. You know what I mean? And so I've just kind of steered clear of it. But I've read that that is something that will get more engagement is when you lean into people's emotions and their pain points rather than just giving information. So that's something that needs work, right? I got to figure out how I want to approach that and come up with a system that works for me. Building a thing and it flopping badly and very publicly scares the crap scares the crap out of me. But then, like, I sit down and I remember, like, I'm a nobody. I'm just some woman on the internet talking. And I also think about Dochi when she says, like, we're all gonna die. Like, I'm gonna die one day, and I'm not going I think she said it something like this, it's like, "I'm gonna die one day. I'm not going to we're all going to die one day. I'm not going to allow someone else who is also going to die dictate to me what I'm allowed to do with the time I have on this earth." Right? Dictate to me what I can be excited about or the new things I can learn and the new ways that I can be creative. You're not going to dictate. Like you're going to die too. So when I keep that, I know it sounds a little morbid, but when I keep that in mind, it's like, oh, this is all an experiment, y'all. It's all an experience, right? And I was actually talking with a coworker about this today. Like, this is all like if we approach these different aspects of our lives like it's an experiment. You have your hypothesis, scientific method or whatever. You have your hypothesis, you do the thing based on the hypothesis. You have the experience, you learn from it, and you decide, do I want to do the experiment again based on what I have learned? Or do I want to you know, step back and do something else? And, when I think about approaching creativity that way, approaching certain aspects of life that way, it takes so much of the pressure off. Take the pressure off, girl. There's pressure in other areas. There's pressure in other areas of life. It doesn't have to be pressure here. Um, and in the end, am I being authentic to myself? Do I still enjoy this? Is it fun? Am I learning? Am I still interested in what could possibly blossom out of this? Then I think it's worth it, right? And then, the right community will find me, um, if I just keep showing up, right? Um, and then finally, I'm thinking about this might sound a little grandiose, but like the identity shift. There's definitely some aspects of my creative identity that have shifted doing this 30 days. Because being 30 days of being seen trying every day, I would say that for me, just to give you a little bit of background, I spent years, like as a kid, I was very creative. I would draw, I did gymnastics, I did capoeira in college. I was always creating. I was a singer. I sang in church. I did the whole thing. Like, you name it, I've probably tried it when it comes to being creative. And then something shifted for me. Some things shifted in my family, and I kind of set aside more creative pursuits because I felt like it was time to grow up. And, I got a job in high school and I've been working since high school. And now I'm 42 and I'm looking back and I'm like, it has been years. Here I was like this creative person for the majority of my youth. And then somehow the majority of my adulthood, I set creativity on the back burner. And I cannot tell you the last time that I was consistently creative every day. And this is the first time in at least 20 years that I have like committed to something where I had to create something every day for a set amount of time. And that is a huge milestone for me. That's a huge win for me because now I see that I can in this area of my life. Now in other areas of my life I've done Vipassana meditation. That's the silent meditation retreat where you sit for like 11 hours a day and meditate for 10 days in a row. I've done other challenges, but the creative side of my life has sat dormant for a really, really long time. And the fact that I can now, call myself a creative person again, because I've been doing this for 30 days, is a really, really big deal. And so, yeah, that in and of itself is the win for me. So, yeah, I sat here thinking like, yeah, I'm building this or rebuilding my place on social media. And in the end, it's also kind of rebuilding me, which has been really cool. This daily posting thing has been about keeping promises to myself, about becoming more confident in my voice, becoming a better storyteller. I think that that goal in particular, the goal of becoming a better storyteller, that's something that I kind of feel like I want to lean more into. Like, there are certain things that I still want to do that I feel like daily posting is not going to allow me the bandwidth to do. So, when I think about what's next, I want to build a cadence, like a sustainable cadence of content creation for me. And at like right now, at this point in my life, daily content creation and posting is just not sustainable. I'm, like the areas where I want to grow, um, storytelling, like editing, learning B-roll, and like how to shoot B-roll on my little phone because I don't have a camera yet, and using my laptop and like all of these different things, like playing with thumbnails and titles and descriptions and like all of these aspects of like the to me the more intricate and fun side of YouTube creation, or video creation. I don't have the bandwidth to lean into those things if I'm just trying to get the content out, just trying to, right? And so if I want quality over quantity, then I have to create a cadence that works for me. So that is more of like the content side, like what I want to focus on, with like the technical side of my content. But another thing that I really want to lean into is the community building aspect of all of this. Because, girl, I got a vision. I have a vision, y'all. I I really am looking forward to, well, first of all, I want to say thank you to those of you who have started following me in this time period. Those of you who have commented, especially, um, the connections that I've made. Callie, like you've been so amazing in commenting and responding to my videos. Those of you who are interested in joining me for the body doubling, the analog girls in a digital world meeting that we're going to have. Connection point on Saturday. I will put the information in the description box for that. Basically, if you are looking for uh, a way to like create time in your schedule to just sit and not be, you're not on your phone, you're not scrolling, you've got your book, your journal, that, I don't know, habit, hobby, that hobby that you set aside that you want to make time for again, this is a time to do it. We're going to set aside an hour, grow our attention spans again. Um, and I'm doing this in part because of a article that I read. I'll put the link for that article in the description box as well, by a woman named Shay. She is a Harvard PhD candidate in the humanities, but she's also studying AI and its effect on society. And one of the ways that is recommended to counteract the effects of AI on cognitive decline and critical thinking is to spend time doing analog stuff. Namely reading, writing, journaling, if sitting and contemplating. And then also like, listen, if you want to knit, if you want to do a puzzle, right? Just as long as you're not, we are trying to set aside the scroll time, set aside our phones, and be focused again. So if that's something you're interested in, come on down. I would love to have you. But yeah, like the community that I see budding here is really exciting to me, and that's something I want to cultivate intentionally as well. So yeah, I also a message for those of you who are creators who also are looking at ways to kind of use YouTube as a branching out point. I've heard people say this. I've heard other experts, like social media experts and that, like talk about the rise of niche communities online because people are tired of influencers. They're tired of being sold to. They're tired of AI slop. They want to connect with people who are of like mind and with similar goals. And I want to lean into that because that's also part of my day job too, is facilitating community, online community. And so like, yeah, I'm seeing how the dots are connecting there. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to building intentional community here as well. So, all of that said, this has been an incredible challenge. I have felt embraced in ways that I did not expect. The connections I've made have been really cool, and I'm looking forward to continuing those connections. But that said, the cadence of the content here is going to change right now. This is my ADHD brain where I'm like, do I really want? I don't know. Like, no, I as of right now, I know that my bandwidth is not such that I can continue doing daily videos all the time. But that said, there might be some days where I'm like, you know what, I got something to say, and I'll post it, right? Sustainability is the name of the game for me right now. And so yeah, my content will continue to be for geared more towards women. I'll be honest. Specifically, women who are continuing to build agency, like you're reclaiming your time, you're reclaiming your voice, you're reclaiming your agency. Like this is a space for you. Um, these are the conversations that I want to have. I want to build a space where we're creating and fortifying our foundations of like who we are behind closed doors and out in the world, right? Because who you are when nobody's watching is reflected in what you do out in the world, you know? And as someone that came from a high control conservative patriarchal religion when I was younger, leaving that in my mid 20s and building a life that I love and enjoy, and a life that allows me to have more agency over and autonomy. And then, like y'all, seeing the way, oof, this is. I'm not going to get on my soapbox because we're almost 35 minutes in, baby. But I'm seeing how, especially in the United States, and I can't speak to other countries, right? I can only speak to what I've learned through news outlets and social media, and we know how shaky those can be. But definitely in the US, because I'm an American woman, I'm looking at like the overturning of Roe v. Wade, all the ways that this current administration are trying to suppress women's voices, trying to make it difficult for women to vote, just like systematically stripping away elements of agency that our foremothers fought for. And I would love to see a community of women who are being fortified through knowledge, through education, through community, through service, and through joy. Right? Like this doesn't have to be all serious. Like I want spaces for joy and fun as well. And we're finding ways, big and small, through daily decisions and through the ways that we serve our communities to reclaim a sense of agency over our lives. However that looks like for you in your neck of the world. Your neck of the woods, your neck of the woods, your area of the world. I think that's it, y'all. I I'm so excited about what's coming, and I hope you stick around for it. All right? I'll talk to you soon.